being a part of something that could be a really big sort of change at your high school, like cooking scout. So how do you feel?
I feel good that I'm trying to help other people too, not just myself.
Because I don't think that we've spoken with you since the video came out. What was your reaction to the fact that it got so much attention nationally?
That it got so much attention nationally?
Yeah, I mean, what did you think in those days after Walter sat down with your mom and then Anderson Cooper picked it up and all that stuff?
I didn't think it was going to get that much attention, but I was kind of excited that it did because with that attention I could help other people too.
And talk to me about your philosophy about having to go back to the school where something that was really tragic and unfair happened to you. You have to go back there every day. Talk to me about why you do that.
Because when you get knocked down, you get back up again, and you have to always be yourself, no matter what, and you have to stand up for what you believe in.
What are you hoping that your school district, your principal and whatnot do now that the ACLU has gotten involved? And what do you hope changes there, and how do you hope that they respond after today?
That they help out.
That's going to be a legal decision.
Okay.
We will be discussing what the appropriate response will be.
Okay. But I mean, but at your school, you have to hope that things change, and what do you hope that they will do? I mean, not even, you don't, I know you're not a lawyer, I'm not a lawyer either, so, but...
We won't hold that against you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm a reporter, you can hold that against me. But what do you hope that they'll do?
Better changes were made to a situation like this for any other kid, not just me.
How so?
Like, more than just a 3-day suspension for something that violent and mean.
What'd you think when they got just 3 days?
I was like, at first I was like, I don't know, but I don't think they, I'm not going to answer that one.
Fair enough.
Well, let me ask you this, Zach. You're back in school. Is your assailant?
No.
He has not returned to school.
The lady that videotaped it, the young lady that videotaped it, is back in school.
How do you feel about that?
I'm not very happy about that. I'm sorry.
Do you think that the young lady was part of it, not just an innocent bystander?
The young lady knew all day that it was going to happen and didn't report it to anybody. So I think she is just as guilty.
What did you? I don't think we've heard from you since charges were filed. Was that, or how did you feel after those charges were filed?
I was actually glad that he pled guilty because I didn't really want to take my son through the ringer again, and you know, I don't know. I just think that I hope that he learns from his mistake and doesn't do it again. However, he does, you know, need to accept his punishment and just.
Rebecca, do you know if he's been sentenced?
No, he has not.
Have you guys received any kind of like threats at home or anything like this from this incident?
I really don't want to answer that question. Thanks.
No,
Sorry.
That's fine.
You know, going back to what you said about the principal said that it should be expected.
Yeah, it should be expected in a small country town like that.
Actually, the phrase he used was Bible beaters and rednecks go to this school. What can you expect?
Yeah.
That was the statement.
That's what the principal said?
Yes, and I was sitting in the office when he said it.
In a way, so I throw up my hands and I can't do anything about this, or we have. I mean, there are different ways to say that, or we have a difficult road ahead. Or I mean, what did the tone and the context of the conversation
He
tell
tried
you?
to beat around the bush with it. Honestly, when we were in the office, he tried to like work every way around it and try to get us home and away from it. He wanted it dropped. It seemed like that was what it was.
It tends to point to a culture, though, doesn't it, at the school? If he treats the students that way and refers to them that way, is there a certain culture at that school where things are just allowed to go on and certain misbehaviors are expected?
Yeah.
Explain that to us.
Like, for being different, my friend got beat up, and one of the staff members there said it was to be expected because the student was different.
So you can't be different at Unioto High School.
Pretty much what he said.
James, what do you make of the principal saying, well, these are Bible beaters and rednecks, what do you expect?
It sounds like that's a culture, apparently, that's permitted to exist. And unless school administrators take these issues seriously, it will continue to fester. And there will be other incidents. Now, this incident just happened to be caught on on a video recording. It happened to go viral on the internet. But think of the number of times this has happened and may continue to happen. And unless or until school administrators start to take it seriously, it's no excuse that the demographics of a certain school are different. I've never heard of the terms that he used, and if he did use those terms, I find it personally appalling that an administrator would use that type of an excuse and actually foster mistreatment by other students.
Thank you.